Shyam.
Okay, Sham. Today I am going to examine your chest and lungs. Shall we proceed, Sham?
Yeah, okay.
Begin your examination by palpating the suprasternal notch. Then drag your finger 5 centimeters below. Then you will find a ridge. That ridge is the joint of the body of the sternum and manubrium. So laterally to that, there will be the second rib. From that, you just move your fingers obliquely down by counting the interspaces. So, do not count the rib thoracic interspaces below the sternum because there the ribs will be very closely attached. For this, check from the back side. Now, while counting the ribs from posterior side, ask the patient to down his chin towards the chest. Shyam, can you please make your chin down towards the chest? Yeah. Now, you will find the prominent spinous process of the cervical vertebrae. From there, you count till T12. When particularly the patient's head is flexed, it is very easy to find the ribs. Now, find the 12th rib by moving your hands out and upwards from the border of the rib cage. Okay? Now, begin the examination by checking the symmetry, counter any bone deformities of the chest, observe the breath of the patient and the depth of the patient. Count the number of the breaths. So generally a normal individual takes 12 to 20 breaths per minute. Now again check the accessory muscles of respiration, namely sternocleidomastoid and skeletal muscles, which may obstruct or which may cause the respiratory difficulties. And now check for cyanosis on fingers and on the lips and check the color of the fingers and lips, which usually pink color. Now palpate the suprasternal notch and trachea. The trachea should be at the center of the notch. We are going to begin the posterior thorax examination. Posterior chest examination. First, find the counter and the symmetry of the chest wall and palpate for any deformities or any pain or tenderness. Check the counter of the skin. Sham, tell me if you are feeling any pain or tenderness. Now, to know the expansion of the chest, place your hands, your thumb finger at the level of the 10th rib and spread your fingers laterally along the wall of thorax, wall of rib cage. So now ask the patient to breathe in. Sam, can you please breathe in? Breathe out. Again. Breathe out. Now look for the expansion. Generally, normal divergence is 2 centimeters. If the divergence is less than 2 centimeter, it may be due to restrictive lung diseases. Now, systematically palpate for the fermitus. Ask the patient to say 99 till you say them to stop. Sham, can you please say 99 till I say you to stop?
Yeah, okay now. 99,
Okay.
99, 99, 99,
Using your ball of hand,
99,
locate for the areas where there is decrease or absence or increased fermenters.
99, 99, 99.
Okay, Sham, you can stop now. So, symmetrically palpate the lungs on the both sides and compare both sides. Now, continue your examination by percussion. Now, percuss symmetrically from side by side in a ladder manner. So, when you are percussing, use your left hand as plexmeter hand. Your only the middle finger of your plexmeter hand should be pressed towards the chest wall, and the percussion should be done on distal interphalangeal joint. Your wrist motion should be free while you are percussing. You should percuss with the tip of your middle finger. Now, after that, note the vibration intensity of the percussion notes and find the type of percussion notes that you find and check for any abnormal notes of percussion. Generally, lungs are resonant. So, if there is any dullness in the percussion note, if you find, it may be result of effusion. Now, percuss the level below the diaphragm, and during this, ask the patient to breathe in. Sham, can you please breathe in? Check for the descent of the diaphragm and the expression. And now, percuss from the initial border of the diaphragm, percuss downwards until you reach the area of dullness below the border of diaphragm. Excursion will be 3 to 5 centimeters. Now, auscultation. Auscultation is a very important examination to check for the airflow. So, when you are auscultating the posterior thorax, always use the diaphragm of the stethoscope. Now, starting from the apices, auscultate systematically side to side in a ladder manner. Compare the both sides. Now, check for the intensity of the breath, any vibration in breathing, or else any abnormal sounds or adventitious sounds that you may hear while the patient is breathing. Listen at least one complete cycle of breath at each location. If you hear any abnormal sound during the auscultation, again ask the patient to say 99 and listen for the transmitted sound from the chest wall. Sham, can you please say 99?
99,
Yeah, continue.
99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99.
Okay, Sham. Thank you. So, generally, the transmitted sound from the chest wall will be muffled. If the sound is louder and abnormal through the airless tissue, is called bronchophony. Now, check for egophony. Egophony is generally the sound of E changes to A when you hear. It generally occurs due to consolidation of tissue in pneumonia. So generally, ask the patient to say E. Sham, can you please say E?
E, 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 E.
Okay, Sham, enough. So, in normal condition, the E will be muffled long And if there is any consolidation of the tissue, like due to pneumonia, the E will be bleeding A sound. At last, check for the whispered equi. Ask the patient to say or to whisper 1, 2, 3. Sham, can you please whisper 1, 2, 3?
Okay.
Okay, Sham, start. Generally, the whispered sound will be dull if it is in a normal situation. The whispered sound will be very faint. And if there is any consolidation of the tissue, the whisper sound will be very louder. We are going to examine anterior thorax. In this examination, ask the patient to lie supine. Sham, can you please lie supine? Now, begin the examination by checking the counter of the skin, the symmetry of the thoracic cage, and any deformities of the bone that you may find, or any lesions of the skin, and check the pattern of breathing. It may be symmetrical or not. Now, after that, just palpate for any tenderness, any pain on the thorax. Sham, tell me if it is pain anywhere. Check for any tenderness. Now, to check the expansion of thorax, place your thumb fingers along the border, lower border of the rib cage, like this, along the lower border, and spread your remaining fingers along the lateral side of the rib cage or the thorax. Now, ask the patient to breathe in fully. Sham, please breathe in full. Then out. Again. Then check for the divergence of your fingers. Now check for the tactile parameters. So using the ball of your hand, check for any absence or increase or decrease parameters. So generally you will find the dullness or absence of the parameters on left side because the presence of heart, the pericardium. After that, start the percussion in a systematic manner, in a ladder manner from lateral side. So generally the percussion notes will be dull from 3 to 5 interspaces due to presence of the heart. So now at that side, the left side, at where we feel the dullness of percussion, again percuss the lateral side of the heart. Identify the upper border of the liver dullness as you percuss down. So on the left side, the resonance of the lungs becomes tympani of the gastric air bubble. So now auscultate the anterior chest wall. Before auscultating, ask the patient to open mouth and breathe deeply in than normal. Sham, can you please open mouth and breathe in deeply? Okay. Now check for the symmetry of the breath and any variations in the breath that you listen. Generally, auscultate in a manner which is suggested for the percussion, like laterally, in a ladder manner. Then find the type of the sounds that you are listening. in the variation of the sounds which are different from the normal bronchovesicular sounds. Okay? Now note the breathing sounds usually louder at upper anterior lung fields. The bronchovesicular sounds are heard on the large airways, especially at the right side. Check for any adventitious sounds that you may hear. If you hear any such sounds, look for the whispered voice sounds.